Alright, Deck Tech, gonna keep this quick. So, I'm going to try out the Storm Giants because I think this effect is pretty free, but unfortunately, unlike, Den of the Bugbear, this thing is basically impossible to animate. On the other hand, it does give me some late game utility, and it doesn't really ask for that much in return. So, I'm intrigued. I don't know what else to say. I'm intrigued. Yeah. We'll see how this does, but yeah, and while I'm at it, I just realized that I'm really losing a lot of games to mana screw, so I'm going up to 24 lands. I kind of like Glasspool Mimic because this card is great at just being a land if you don't have Aether Vial, and usually you need more lands if you don't have Aether Vial. But if you do have Aether Vial, this is a pretty good card to tick up to 3, and then copy your Merfolk. So I think I like this idea. Yeah, I like the, and then I kind of like this creature suite. I think this has done pretty well for me. I like the idea of main deck Counterspell. It's a good catch-all against almost everything. Gives me game against almost everything. It's also really good with the 8 bounce cards, and I've really been liking these. Just really maximum interaction game 1. They're not dead against basically anything. Really great with Chalice if it's a matchup for Chalice. I don't know what to say other than that I liked it. I've been liking them so far, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but hey, so far I've been fairly impressed. I guess we'll just have to see. Let's get into the games. Shout out coming up. Thank you everybody. This is my first recorded match with the new microphone. At least the first one I'm keeping. There was a few previous games that just didn't really pan out at all. So it's the first recorded league that's going up with the new mic. So hope everybody enjoys. Yeah, thanks a lot for making this possible. Yeah, take care, and shout out coming up. And thank you everybody. Don't forget to hit, smash that like button and subscribe. Take care. Match 1. Let's see. Let's try main deck Counterspell again. Of course, this doesn't give us much to work with. Yeah, we probably are just getting Troned out here, but let's see. Chromatic Star. Alright, well, maybe we can draw into a Spreading Seas next turn. Let's see. Well, we got another one where that came from. The only way we win is if somehow they spend the next turn dirtling, and then we get to untap, attack, hold up, counterspell. Otherwise, I'll just concede. Alright, well, if that was Wormcoil, then it would have been okay. So we would have we could have Brazen Borrowed it, and right. We need main deck Chalice just for lack of better things. We definitely need Spreading Seas. I think Repeal is the weakest link, clearly. Then I think Merfolk Trickster. Man, Svalin is hard to play, but what if we do start attacking with it? That's just like golden. And you see, even if we had Lord of Atlantis, like, what would we take out? Brazen Borrower? I think Brazen Borrower is kind of better than Lord of Atlantis. Like, maybe Chalice of the Void. Yeah, probably Chalice of the Void, although Chalice of the Void can also can single-handedly win the game for us. Alright, 24 lands. Still basically no mana sources. Okay. Oh, well, this, I mean, Force of Negation is gonna have to be our, it's gonna have to hold the fort. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. We could pitch that to Force of Negation, but honestly, we'd just play it on the first turn anyway, so why not just play lands that aren't, you know, multi-face duel. Besides, we really want to play Hall of the Storm Giants on turn 1, and that one kind of messes with the mojo, so to speak, of this whole thing. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so instead of playing Trickster, we're definitely going to play this. Because that shuts off a lot of stuff from their deck. And we'll force a negation if it's Sylvan Scrying. Yay. Probably had like, what's it called? They probably had Ancient Stirrings. Thankfully we had the force negation, even if they had, oh, maybe they have Dismember. Oh, they have Dismember. Lovely. Feels like everybody's prepared for Sveland these days, so it's not really carrying us to victory as much as it used to. Alright, let's see though. I mean, clearly we want to do this. Hopefully we draw blue mana to hold up Counterspell, but even if not, we got to get on board. We got to do this before so that we can draw a card. I mean, we're still going to play Silvergill Adept if they want to sacrifice this. That's fine by us. Alrighty. Well, we're definitely not going to play the Trickster into this, though, that's for sure. Alrighty. Probably. Could have played that last turn, I guess. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting close to giant time. Maybe I should have played that on copying this. Man, we're gianting. We're maybe gianting next turn. Hopefully they do something, we counter it so they're tapped out, and then giant. Yeah. Since we got our bases covered, we'll just drop Svalin. But we're definitely giant timing. Alrighty. On the draw, though, the problem is Chalice is not going to be as strong. So I think we're going to have to play Trickster. Trickster has its advantages because you can hold up counter magic. Yeah, Chalice on the draw is just not nearly as strong because they can play out like lots of 1-drops. Yeah, I like it. Alrighty. Got to 5. Hopefully Counterspell starting next turn counters good stuff. Because I mean, like, hopefully, yeah, okay, good. Alright, so maybe we'll counter a Sylvan Scrying, we'll see. Yes, and we can play Trickster in a turn if they don't do anything. See, sometimes, like right here, Trickster is kind of better than Lord of Atlantis. Like, I side out Lords a lot in games 2 and 3. Man, should I counter this? I'll counter it. I think this can become a problem later on. Yeah, I'll just maybe play Silvergill end of turn. Maybe play Brazen Borrower. Another Walking Ballista. Man, it sucks that these things are causing me so much trouble. I think I have to put this to 3. Okay. I think I'll just attack with Mutavault. Alright, tricky trick. The tricky trickster. Hopefully we can hit for like 12 damage at least. Well, I think that's kind of the definition of jumping the gun. Alrighty. I'm gonna try to play Brazen Borrower in a turn. So even if they drop like a Worm Coil or something. Alright. I guess it was correct to counter those Walking Ballistas. At the time, that was very, very speculative and uncertain. Okay, we take it. Alright, now. Alright. Well, match 2. Let's see how this one goes. Well, looks like we have elementals. Well, at least this time we're armed with Counterspell. GLHF. Gotta have the exclamation mark. Well, good luck fun, I guess. Well, I guess have fun is implied, so I think I'm fine. Alrighty. And one takeaway is I think I'm very much kind of interested in just making this Lonely Sandbar, just because like Glasspool Mimic can be powerful, but you know, I need more stuff to do at like 1 mana, and Lonely Sandbar is great for cycling at 1 mana if I've got enough mana already. Yeah, see? Like, end of turn, I could have just cycled Lonely Sandbar if that's what it was. I mean, I don't know, Glasspool Mimic could have its uses. If it's, what's it called, I was gonna say Voice of Resurgence, then I think I just have to counter it, but... Alrighty. Well, this is nice, but... Yeah, I think I just have to... I'm gonna go for end of turn Svalin next turn. Now, hopefully they don't have Cavern of Souls, because if not, I can counter magic. I can counterspell the Risen Reef that I'm sure they're going to play. How could it be anything other than Risen Reef? Oh. Man, problem here. Dang it, man. I don't want to counter this, but if I don't, this thing's just gonna mess me up. Maybe this isn't Elementals. I don't remember Elementals playing Teferi. Always no, yes. So here's another option we can do. We can play Svalin, and then if they kill it, which I'm sure they're going to try, I can copy it with Glasspool. That actually, I think, that's what I want to do, actually. Oh, so now they're playing Teferi in Elementals. Well, I got a counterspell for something. And now I can, nope, I say no. I say no, good sir. No, thank you. Alrighty. Alright, not bad. I'm probably gonna copy the Master of Waves. I mean, Master of the Pearl Trident. Maybe I'll have to take back my reservations about Glasspool. This game, it might be nuts. But who's to say? Who knows what I would have drawn if I would have just when it was Psycho the Lonely Sandbar. Prismatic Ending. Okay, I'm gonna Glasspool. Kaspoosh. Yeah, I'll keep this one. And yeah. Cool beans. Cool beans. Alright. I gotta put Kira to hand. And is this GG 5, 6, 7, 8? Close, but not quite. GG just yet. If I draw another, okay. Well, I mean, why not? Let's just, let's see. Scarce resource. They've got triple white, triple red, double blue, double green, and 0 black. Triple white. What would they need multiple colors of the most? Well, you know, red could be an option, but yeah, they've only got double green. They got triple white. Yeah, I guess it's got to be green. Ooh. I feel like... Yeah, I just want to cut off fetch lands. That's pretty huge with Omnath. Fury. Alright. Hey, taking it down against elementals. Can't really complain about that. What was that first game that we had? I forget. Well, anyway, let me see. Oh, that was Tron, right. Yeah, that was 2-1. Alright, let's let's make sure we side in our dismembers. These are critical in this matchup. You know, repeal can sometimes be good, but I don't think it's like strictly necessary in this matchup. Actually, you know what's not strictly necessary? Frickin' spreading seas. That's what I think is not strictly necessary. Alright. These are plenty of islands. So, you know, hey, what can I say? Glasspool Mimic was really good that game. Alright. Yeah, I'll keep. I think this game, Glasspool Mimic, is definitely getting relegated to land duty. Okay. But you see, like, the only reason I'm playing this as a land is just because I need stuff to fill the curve. But like, if this was Lonely Sandbar, I would have just cycled it right there. Yeah, see what I mean? Let's hold up Counterspell for Risen Reef. Or Teferi. Because they insist on playing the weirdness that is Teferi. Actually, if they play Teferi, I might just throw out Merfolk Trickster. But if it ticks up, though... Ugh. Yeah, I'll just counter it. At the end of the day, we did trade up in mana. Say what you want about anything else. Maybe I'm annoying them for a change. Usually they annoy us. But Counterspell's an annoying card, not gonna lie. It's like, ugh, you don't get to do anything. I say no. I like this art. Well, I'm just gonna curve out, and the reality is that's probably just gonna die from either Solitude or from Fury, probably with Risen Reef in the mix. But I don't know what to do. You know, maybe I should have thrown Merfolk Trickster out. Now that I think about it. Oh, or maybe not actually. Yeah, that's actually, I think, pretty good play for them. I think I'm going to try to attack Teferi while I can. We don't want to expose ourselves too harshly to Fury. I mean, alright. So I'm not going to lie, I kind of expected this, but it's not that bad, because for one thing, they don't have a Risen Reef in play to draw a card off of it. And on another level, I can still get it off the table next turn. They already know about feeling, so might as well reveal it. Alrighty. Repeal's way better if it's an instant, so I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm gonna play Fury. See, like, I definitely, if they played Fury, I definitely wanted to expose, because if I played this plus Trickster, then that would be like way too much. Like, way too hard to come back from. Yeah, let's just dismember this. Hopefully they don't have another Fury. Although I have to imagine they either have Fury or they've got Solitude or something, because they wouldn't just leave my Sphelan unable to be dealt with. But you know, it is what it is. Okay. Now, are they gonna pitch something for Fury or Solitude? We shall see. Okay. I doubt that they're going to want to... block. Yeah, I doubt they're going to want to block, so let's see. Alright, not bad. I'm going to play this. Maybe playing Glasspool out as a land was actually better than it looked. And maybe there's something to be said about that. If I cycled it, I might have been mana screwed here. Yeah, maybe there is something to be said about that. Omnath. Okay, so I could shut this down, but I think I want to shut down the card draw first from Risen Reef. Oh, they can't. They can do this on their turn. Well, at least they had to use another Risen Reef. Man, there are 2 cards here. That's insane. And they drew, and they went back to parity off of that. It's kind of nuts, not gonna lie. When they have Risen Reef in play, things get kind of nutty. Well, they can't play Fury with this mana, at least. But I'm guessing there's going to be a Solitude in my future. Oh, okay. That's honestly not that bad. Obviously going to return Swaylon, yeah. Well, I doubt they're going to want to block this. And yeah, it turns out that actually playing that Glasspool was probably very critical. And we'll do this just for Ward, so we know what we're up against. Let's get Teferi out of here. Alrighty. Well, at least Fury can't take care of Svelin, although it can take care of Master of the Pearl Trident. And they've gained all their life back. Wah, wah, wah. Not another Risen Reef. Oh, yeah. Alright, Solitude time. What did I dismember? I dismembered Fury. I mean, at the time, I felt like I had to, but yeah, actually, I kind of had to. A 3/3 double strike was kind of brutal. You know what it is? I shouldn't have countered Teferi. That's what it was. I mean, last game it worked out for me, but this game I probably should have just played out Trickster and then had it either bounce or whatever else. problem here is I don't want to brazen borrow anything because it nets them cards now. Really wish these repeals were spreading seas. Maybe that's the lesson here. I guess we'll try to brazen borrow this, but it's just going to come back anyway. And then they can flash it out here and then rebound. Cool stuff for them. If that's what their plan was, they missed their opportunity. They could have flashed it in. Wait, didn't I return Solitude to their hand? They really need another one. Also, what about Fury? What happened to Fury? Oh, I would have thought they'd play Solitude. Why didn't they do this on the Sphelin and then play only 2 mana? I guess they were more concerned about me getting life. Yeah, not sure. Alright, well, we're at least letting them burn time off their clock. Solitude. Or subtlety, I mean. Alrighty. Okay. Well, I think the takeaway from that game is those repeals were just rotten in our hands. We could play Force of Negation. You know what? We could also play Chalice on 1 for Ephemerate. It also deals with Harbinger. Yeah, you know, this seems like a half-decent idea. Let's do it. Alrighty. Let's see. In theory, I should have to throw back very few hands with 24 lands and 4 Aether Vials. Theoretically, I'll have to ship even fewer hands than the Obosh deck, because the Obosh deck is 24 lands without Aether Vial. Yeah, I think we can keep this. I may need a play for turn 3 Streeline instead of turn 2 Chalice, but we'll see. Flamekin Harbinger. Yeah, we'll just continue on like this. I would gladly take. Alright, it's not too bad. Well, man, I don't like doing this, but what else am I frickin' supposed to do? Three mana, I'm curving out. And the problem is if they have Fury or Solitude, it basically makes it a 1-for-1 for free with Risen Reef. But if they don't have Fury or Solitude, then I am really well set up. Oh. Hey, well, I delayed them from playing Risen Reef for 1 turn. Well, alright. I'll hold up Counterspell and Brazen Borrower. I'm still winning the race with Brazen Borrower, if that's what it is. Not worried about Trickster, it seems. Alright, Brazen Borrower, here we come. Love that flash speed. Not bad. Looks like Chalice might not do anything this matchup, but hey, if we win without Chalice doing anything, then it's still fine by me. One reason we also want Chalice is because they have what's it called? Veil of Summer. Which, if they play Risen Reef, we're probably going to have to play Counterspell instead of Dismember, because if they Veil of Summer, we can still Dismember on the rebound. But if we just Dismember, then the Counterspells are going to be stuck in our hand, not doing enough. Well, I don't think they can Veil of Summer off of white mana. Plus they don't draw a card that way, which is nice. I'm definitely winning this race. Feels good. Ooh, Glasspool. I think I have to just play this out. Alrighty. If they got Fury, I also have another counterspell. Solitude. I think I will counter. They may have Veil of Summer. Okay, good. Okay. Well, I can still replicate the same kind of effect with Master of the Pearl Trident and Mutavault attacking. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. May have to dismember this before this gets out of control, or before they can ephemerate it. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately it's coming down to the wire. I could play Chalice, but then they play Kira, they attack for 5, and then next thing you know, and the Kira's the last card in their hand. So okay, we'll force them to have to draw a Subtlety or a Fury or something. Chalice didn't do anything this game, but that's okay. They should have played Kira first. And because it also gives the creatures vigilance, so I think that was a mistake. Well, they might be holding up Solitude. Let's see what this is. Okay, I guess we take it against Elementals. Ooh, and see, this only happened because of Glasspool Mimic. We would have been so mana screwed so hard. Look, 3 of these things. This is our flex slot. This is our flex slot. 24 lands. I think it's probably necessary. This hand wouldn't have done anything. All right. All right. Match 3. And no Aether Vial, so we're on the play. We kept this hand. Nothing wrong with this. Got plenty of mana. Creatures. Definitely happy to have extra mana when we don't have Aether Vial, so we'll just play it as a land. Gotta love the way this is a creature when you need more creatures, and it's a land when you need more land. How to approach. We could Trickster. Probably should Trickster. I mean, we could Spreading Seas. They may not have that much mana, I mean, but they probably have Colorless. Actually, yeah, you know what? If they're playing a Taxes deck, they might have like other Colorless, because I have to imagine that they're a little bit short on mana if they're playing Silent Clearing. Why didn't they play this? They must have just drawn this. Well, it is what it is. I'm sure we're going to eat a Solitude. I mean, you can eat the Solitude on their turn. No reason to. Definitely looks like Death and Taxes. Alrighty. We could use the Merfolk Trickster to tap down the Giver and then repeal the token. That is an option. It's not always the most amazing option, but it is an option. Don't do it like this. Might as well attack with the Mutavault too, right? They could double block. But then only one thing survives, yeah. Ooh, that would have been good to play, but it's okay. That's a lot of damage. Alright, we're back. Had suddenly lost connection for some reason. Alright. Let's see. It's so weird that they let off on Silent Clearing and lost 1 life for no reason with Giver Runes, but I mean, what I can guesstimate from this is that they had Ghost Quarter and Silent Clearing, and maybe not anything else, and you know, then they drew the planes. That's my best guess about what happened. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense that they let off. I mean, that's why, because like, yeah, if they didn't draw the planes and my hypothesis is correct, then we might have just stopped them from doing anything by hitting that. Of course, as it plays out, you know, maybe the Trickster would have been better, but actually having access to the Trickster now might actually prove to be incredibly valuable, so we shall see. Okay. I guess they're going after the Spreading Seas, which is fine. Alrighty. I need to pay 2 for the repeal, so. And I'll probably end up playing this, so. Actually, if they want to chump block with the Batterskull token, that's fine with me. Alright. Yeah, because what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to do it on their turn when they attack. Although I can actually untap the Svelin for what it's worth. So they may not attack. They may try to move to the Flicker Wisp. Okay, so it's Cat Jesus. All right. I don't think I do any searching. So ironically, I think this is just this just messes with their Stoneforge Mystics. Well, I guess I'll take. I can also try to tap down the Giver. Yeah, that's probably better. If I tap down the Giver, and then I have another creature in play for pushing damage. Not bad. I may need a Brazen Borrower, though, just in case they try to equip on their stuff. That's not bad. Let's do it. Could attack with this too. Because let's see what happened. They could double block. I can kill 2 of anything they double block. Well, unless they double block these 2 to this. Block, block, take 4. Double block. Yeah, this will force blocks all the way around, unless they use Tectonic Edge. Alright, I'm doing it. Well, if I would have known I'd get that, but... Alright, so they may have to Tech Edge the Mutavault, which is fine, because hopefully that keeps them off of 5 mana. Ward. Alright. I gotta block the Sviloon. Otherwise, they'll die as soon as they... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You got it. Alright. Let's see if the Batter Skull suits up the Thalia. Nice. And this is all because we forced them to have to use that Tectonic Edge. Whew. Wow. Alright, we need Dismember for sure. Probably Dismember instead of Counterspell. I think Counterspell is very iffy in this matchup. Yeah, Repeal's great on their Aether Vial. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okie dokie. Well, once again, we are inspired by the fact that we have extra mana when we don't have Aether Vial. 24 lands. Definitely might. I'm definitely inclined to think 24 lands is the way to go. Alrighty. Alright, cool beans. Play Silvergill. Svaelun. I like the way Svaelun's now like a must-kill threat for them. Like, because like in the past, us Merfolk, we didn't really have like a must-kill threat. I mean, like I sort of like Master of the Pearl Trident, but like that was like down the road, you know. But like Svaelun has to be answered like immediately. All right, Cat Jesus. All right, give her the Gift Giver, as it's called. Well, this is our best chance at victory, I think. Actually, and I'll attack. Yeah, I'll attack. Probably should have attacked first, but... Ah, I couldn't. I should have seen that coming. That's... Alrighty. Well, that's nice. I think my only option is to play this. Alrighty. Too bad indestructibility doesn't protect from Skyclave. Yeah. I'm glad they didn't go full force. I mean, I don't know if they realized that I couldn't really play Dismember without a... Can't play that. I don't know why they didn't attack. Just gonna turn off Dismember. I guess I'll still have one Dismember left in the tank. I can't unfortunately Dismember off of this because Thalia. Yeah, man, they just tempoed me out because they kept removing my Sphalion. But honestly, I think like maybe I shouldn't have just been so liberal with the Sphalion. Otherwise, I think I was fine. Alright, 28 mana sources, but can't... Oh my god. That's exactly why I went to 28 mana sources, so I wouldn't have to do this, but... Well... I don't know. Oh, they mulliganed to 5-2. At least that. It's a five card game. Sometimes I remember when me and my brother played, if we both like mulled to 6 or mulled to 5, we'd just be like, how about we just both go to 7 and we drew 2 more cards? I kind of wish you could do that, like with mutual agreement, because like it's just kind of like a more full, interesting game, I think, if you both have 7 cards than if you both have 5 cards, and nobody has an advantage over the other. Alright. I just did this just in case I want to attack with the Mutavault next turn. I'm probably going to repeal that. Glasspool with nothing to copy. How sad. Should I? I'm gonna repeal the Aether Vial. Hopefully I'll draw like something else, but oh, there we go. There's something else. Alrighty. We'll do our best. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just I guess I'll just keep Glasspool Mimic in hand. Looks like they're a little mana screwed. Maybe they could benefit from 24 lands. Always no, yes. Not bad. Alright, we're gonna petty theft that right now. Alrighty. Now I might put Brazen Borrower in play instead of Glasspool. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I think we'll put Brazen Borrower in play. Push it to the limit. Okay. Because it's going to take them a while to get up and going again. Push it to the limit. Dang it, I want to play this feeling so bad, but I'm going to hope to just get another untapped blue source. Because this just can just push so much damage. Push it to the limit. Dang it, no, don't push it to 5 mana. Don't do it. Maybe I should have held on to the petty theft. Tough call, tough call. But I'm attacking for lethal, unless they have like a path or something. Well, not quite lethal yet. No, yeah, actually lethal. I'm attacking for lethal, and if I draw another land, I'm attacking for mega lethal. So question. I think I just win anyway if they don't have path here. So I think I just attack, try to bring them down to 2. Because then I place Phelan, and even if they equip, then I crack back for like an insane amount. Hopefully they don't put in hopefully they don't both path and put in what's it called? Caldera. I'll take that. I'll take that. I feel good about that. They don't block with Stoneforge. Oh, because they want to put Batterskull into play. I want to put it into their hand. Oh, okay. It did have path. And I can't put Batterskull into their hand. Alright, Sphaelun time. Okay, well, I think we're still going to be okay, because they'll be drawing a bunch of cards, but we'll be drawing a bunch of cards too if they suit up. And if they use this as a blocker, I can still attack with Sphaelun and Brazen Borrower. Okay. I actually think this is okay. Yeah, they're going to hit the Brazen Borrower. But I can still attack for 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot. Ugh. That land is scary. Okay, now they're playing for a top deck land, apparently. Well, we can block with Mutavault. Ooh. Yeah, we can block with Mutavault. Yeah. So this is excellent. Yeah, we'll just do this. And it'll kind of look like we're just playing for Brazen Borrower in a turn. Little do they know, we have a trap. Well, it's not. The trap's not going to work if they equip Batterskull. So we gotta hope that they don't equip Batterskull. Cat Jesus, you'll get caught up in the Cat Jesus. Cat Jesus. Okay, let's see here. I could have attacked with a Mutavault, because then I could have held up one Mutavault, animated, blocked, returned. So maybe they should be at 6. I think the end result is the same anyway, to be honest. Alright, that's going to help a lot. So I can Dismember and Brazen Borrow. Brazenly Borrow. The most brazen of borrowers. Worst case scenario, what? Thalia? What, another Land Arbiter? I don't know, man. Oh, okay. Fails to find. Oh, prevented. Yeah. You know, it happens. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna Petty Theft this. Kussbloodle. Kussbloosh. Kussbloosh. And I'll just take. Brazen Borrower. See, Brazen Borrower, man. This card sometimes just wins the game by its own. No Merfolk needed. You'll get caught up in the Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower! Alrighty, let's do this. And unless I misclick and forget to play the Brazen Borrower, I think that's GG's. GG's. Man, the feeling of despair. I know that feeling where it's like, oh, how did this go wrong? I don't see how they. Yep, they were just waiting for the misclick and the salt, but not this time. Alrighty. Alright, match 4, MTG next level. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, 1 second. Alright, we are definitely going to keep this. Lately we've been doing pretty well with our Aether Vial-less hands, and I think that's because we have more mana to work with. Not 100% sure. Alrighty, just wanted to say thanks for the kind words. It's like, you know, somebody takes the time to say kind words. Oh, and look, it's Obosh. Yeah, just yeah. I think ironically the Obosh red deck might be one of Merfolk's worst matchups. Chalice might help, depending on how things go. Alright, so I think we're gonna repeal. Man, the rags to riches. Alright, well we got 2 Svalens, so clearly our strategy is to Svalenize. Dun, dun, dun. You get caught up in the... Yeah, you know. Okay. Now the only problem... Oh, they're playing Seal Fire in this version. So, I just have to hope that they don't have... They don't have Flame Slash. I mean, if they have to combine Seal Fire with another spell, I'll take it. I just can't deal with a Flame Slash. That'll make me too sad. Okay. Well, no. Probably Flame Slash. I'm guessing DRC and Swift Spear. Alright, well, at least they had to use 2 spells and might have to sacrifice a land. Maybe another Svalin might. Makes me feel more optimistic. At least they can't cast my Silvergills. Man, if it wasn't for this Ragavan generating Lotus Petals, then I might try to just Spreading Seas them out if they don't play a land, but... Well, I took them 2 burn spells before, let's see. And I will totally allow them to 2-for-1 me by attacking with the Ragavan too. Please no Flame Slash, okay. Please no Flame Slash. Well, okay, that's not Flame Slash. Alrighty. Alright, dang though. This is tough, and these Waterlogged Groves are dealing damage to me. Well, how else am I supposed to win other than attacking, right? And drawing cards. Yes. 24 lands, but I probably need even more here. Already. To take 2 damage to attack. That's an issue. Well, at least we warded it. Enchantment, land, instant. They get to put something in the graveyard. Sorcery or creature will do. Okay. Alright, I gotta breeze in the Agavan. There's just no other way. Take 6. Ouch. This is where the Waterlogged Groves definitely create issues. Okay, how do I realistically win this? I guess I win this by actually being a little defensive and not dying, and maybe flashing in Brazen Borrower. Maybe cycling some of these Waterlogged Groves end of turn. Alright. I think I have to, alrighty. I can't block with this, so might as well attack. But this is a big issue, because if they play Obosh and they attack all out, I can, of course, I'll go down to 3. Yeah, but then I can't block everything. I have to return Obosh to him, but I can't block everything. Well, let's go, what, boom, 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 and then hope they got literal nothing. I literally don't know how else to do this. Literally has to be this. Lightning Bolt face. Lightning Bolt face. Or Lava Dart face. I guess this could have blocked this, but I had to hope they had nothing. That's really what this came down to. I don't think Spreading Seas is actually where it's at here. Although attacking past the Swift Spears can be good, but I have to just pick those off. Honestly, even Master is probably not really where it's at. I don't need the Spreading Seas, I don't need the Masters. Dismembers can be a little brutal. If I take too much damage off the Waterlogged Groves, but I think I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay. Let's see, 1 second. On this red Obosh Monkey Prowess. Alright, and we'll keep. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna test Lonely Sandbar next instead of Glasspool Mimic. Just because, like, here, when there's nothing to copy, it's just a little bit clunky. Alrighty. And we'll try to block, probably unsuccessfully. Or do we even try to block? If they attack, we'll probably just take and then try to play Svalun. What else do we do? And then maybe we try to copy Svalun if they can deal with it. I mean, yeah, I guess that's the plan. Hopefully this deters an attack. You don't have to say the best foreign policy is deterrence. So you don't actually have to fight the war. See, in reality, we're cowards. We're not actually going to block with the Mutavault, but we're hoping the opponent doesn't know that. This is like détente. This is like mutually assured destruction right here. You know, if they're afraid of losing the Ragavan, then they're not going to attack. But I'm probably not going to animate this if they attack. Alright, so called the bluff. My policy of mutually assured destruction just resulted in me getting nuked, and didn't actually accomplish anything else, for shame. At least we have a Mega Svalun policy. And now we can go to 3 glass pools and then start hopefully going nuts with I don't know, I keep talking about changing Glasspool, but this game Glasspool might be insane too, we'll see. Please no Flame Slash, please no. Please no Flame Slash, please no. La 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 Flame Slash. Flame Slash. No 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 Flame Slash. No 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 Flame Slash. Fury. Batman. At least they don't get a Prowess trigger. That's nice. No 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 Flame Slash, and hopefully I can block the Ragavan. Ouchie mama. Ouchie, ouchie mama. Well, we'll try to put Silvergill in here. La 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 Flame Slash. La 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 Flame Slash. Yeah, Waterlogged Grove is probably the most easily. Alright. Alright, Svalun. Do your thing. Make me proud. Alright, I may attack with this Phelan and then do the copy and block. So many Waterlogged Groves. Oh yeah, for sure. They know me, so they might not attack. La 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 la. Batman. Well, alright, let's see. Da, 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 da. Alright, and I guess we'll go after Obosh. They'll probably crack in response. We will then copy with Glasspool, and that'll be that. Well, they go after me. I guess I should have dismembered again. No, it's the same thing. Alrighty. Can't tap that anyway, so might as well cycle it. See, I can activate Mutavault, copy it, have 3 mana left over. Can't play Chalice though. Yeah, I gotta. The only way I can possibly survive is if I copy Mutavault from the attack. Oh, I have to play this, yeah. I guess the undefeated run, the potentially undefeated run, ends here. Nothing I can do here. Alrighty, that's that. Alright, GG's. Alright, it's Stickball Russ. We'll see. Alrighty. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's do this. Counterspell, definitely. Main deck Counterspell, I think, has been a standout card. At least I don't have multiple crabs. I would have played another one, I'm sure. Multiple mill effects. Ruin crab. Alright. Let's see here. I'm gonna hold up Counterspell. Although maybe I shouldn't have, because like, what could they realistically play? Whatever they play, they could get it back with Luris, so I probably should have just played Master. Unless it's Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I have to counter that. I have to counter that bad. I gotta counter that dead. Yeah, so you know what? That I don't regret it. If it's Tasha. Oh, come on. I have to freaking counter Surgical Extraction. It's just gonna freaking. Can wreck me. That sucked. I don't know, maybe I can still pull through. Who knows? Oh, I guess one nice thing is that the what do you call those Glasspool Mimics really up the average converted mana cost to make Tasha a little more bearable. Tasha and her hideous laughter. Da-da. Alrighty. I'm gonna... No, there's no point in attacking. I mean, no, actually, I could bluff it. I could bluff like another... Well, actually, no, never mind. Okay, I guess I did bluff successfully. I guess I could have Reejery. Reejery is actually... is definitely an option. Tasha. Well, I got 3 cards left. Let's go. I'm not repealing, because... Yeah, I don't want to... I guess yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess if they field a rune... No, if they field a rune, I repeal. But then I don't think I... Alrighty, I guess Chalice, Relic, Dismember, Force. We go full control this time. I think we only need 1 Master, 1 Trickster. Man, Brazen Borrower, we need both of these. Force Negations, Faelun, Dismember. All of these are kind of important. All of these are necessary and have their place. Alrighty. I don't know what to do here. We're gonna take out a few Glasspool Mimics. 21 lands. Yeah, I don't like doing this, but there's literally nothing else I can think of. Like, I can't... Man, frickin' Silvergills. There's like, they have like no Merfolk support anymore. Just them and Svelun. Alright, you know what? I guess that's what it is then. I guess it's when you take out so many merfolk, I guess you have to take out Silvergill. Well, Aether Vial. Alrighty, I wish I had better luck here. I hope they don't Pithing Needle me, that would suck. It's a lot of mill. Alright. And this time I can... This time... Alrighty, let's see here. Yeah, we can repeal these. I guess that counts for something. This hand is just kind of funky. Hide away. Well, this might be good. It's probably just gonna get past. That might kind of signal that we got repeal, but I don't know. Okay. I guess I should go to 3 because these are my own. This is. Yeah, actually, I should go to 3 because I think I took out literally all the rest of my merfolk. Oh man, I don't know about this. Alrighty, I hate kind of taking advantage of Russ's respect here, but I don't know. I mean, I gotta try to play to win, but man, this is just not going well. Already. Gotta go to 3. Man, it is freaking about time. Alright, well, I'm just gonna attack again. I mean, the reality is they probably shouldn't block, because that's the only way they probably lose, but... Well, let's see. Maybe I can bounce 2 of these and maybe somehow have a chance again. I don't know. Why didn't they Fractured Sanity me for, I gotta prevent that from drawing 3 cards. Yep, they got me. Alrighty, GG's. Alright, post-league wrap-up. Man, another disappointing 3-2. It's been actually like, what was that last matchup even? UB Mill. We've been able to beat UB Mill before, but just, you know, it doesn't always work. Yeah, so what's the takeaway here? So obviously, under some circumstances, Glasspool Mimic was insane. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think this just has to be Lonely Sandbar. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think this... Oh, I put cap locks for some reason. Yeah, I think this just has to be Sandbar. Just, you know, just more efficient that way. Man, the Waterlogged Groves can just really damage me. So that's really kind of not nice. On the other hand, do I really drop these? I mean, sometimes they've seemed kind of necessary. Yeah, I don't know. They've seemed necessary at times. I mean, sometimes we just flood so hard without them. I mean, when we play 24 lands, yeah, you know. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, obviously against that Obosh matchup, we lost in large part because we just took so much damage from the Grove. I guess we could try, you know, islands and, you know, the Storm Giants. Storm Giant land obviously could, yeah, could, no, I'm still gonna play Waterlogged Grove. I'm just kind of chicken that way. I will say this much though. I think I'm gonna put 4 Force Negations, 3 Dismembers, because I just hate drawing multiple Dismembers and drawing them late in the game. So moving back and forth, so it saves. There's obviously a lot of matchups where I don't want counter magic, like humans, taxes, etc. So I may have to bring in 1 relic just to be like a random cantrip. But then again, there are some matchups like bring to like Scapeshift maybe, and like, I don't know, ad nauseam, maybe not ad nauseam, but there are some control-ish, there's some combo control-ish decks that don't necessarily rely on permanence much and don't necessarily target our creatures much, so we obviously want all 4 Force Negations for those. Maybe I just go to 3 Chalice. I mean, man, Chalice, when Chalice is good, Chalice is great, but... no, you know, yeah, 4 Chalice. I think I still like 4 Chalice, but... I'd definitely be more inclined to try more Dismembers if I didn't have these Waterlogged Groves. Nah, I think 3 Dismembers are great. Even without the Waterlogged Groves, they just take a lot of damage, you know. Too many of these can just be kind of counterproductive. Besides, I have Counterspell and Bounce, and, you know, to maybe so I don't need to necessarily have like lots of these. I just wish I could play 4 of each, but, you know, alas I cannot. So I don't know. Let's see how it goes with Lonely Sandbar. And all right, we'll see how it goes. Like and subscribe. Please smash that like button. All right, take care. Let's see.